Hello, everyone. How are we doing this evening? Tonight, I am making another, let's just say, Denzel's art masterpieces. This would be number 70. The last one I did was number 69. So, if you want to do what I have in store for tonight on number 70, wait and see. You'll be amazed. More likely, you'll be surprised. So, yeah. So, I've been busy. Yeah. Just keeping myself busy with arts and crafts and doing other stuff related to art. So, yeah. So tonight I got some good stuff with me. So yeah, for the past I want to say for the past several weeks I've been buying wooden signs and creating signs with famous people with their faces on it, even personal people I know on my journey. So yeah. So tonight I got some I'm gonna show you on this video. And you'll be amazed at what I got in store for you. So yeah. So the first thing I got with me, you're gonna love this one. So I've done two sides on the same wooden sign that is the shape of a circle. Yeah. It involves two wrestling fellows who are definitely in the same wrestling company known as the WWE. Not to mention one of them is also in TNA wrestling as a world champion. And the other has been with WWE for so long, going back to the early 2000s. So yeah. So get ready to show you the first one. So prepare to be amazed. So I have one question for you wrestling fans out there. Well, actually, I'm just going to show you this one right now. So here we go. Observe. That's right. Ta-da! The first side shows one of my favorite wrestling dudes that I really took a liking to since he came onto the wrestling scene. You've seen him before in NXT, even on TNA, and he is also a TNA World Champion. You probably heard him sing so many times on social media, and let's be honest, he's from Scotland. He also got a great singing voice, and as for a Scottish wrestling dude, he really knows how to sing like as if he knows all the harmonies to his voice. So say hello on this side. One of my favorite lads in the wrestling landscape. I'll say the way he does it. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Clap, clap. I believe in Joe Hendry. That's right. One of my favorite dudes on the wooden side, Mr. Joe Hendry. And you can see, yep, all over on this side, I've written down, I support Joe Hendry because I really do. One of my favorite dudes that knows how to get you going with his funny and entertainment, even with the laughter, even with the laughter that includes his singing voice. So yeah. So I'll hold this up so you guys can see for yourselves, and then I'll switch to the other side. So yeah. Sorry. Yep. In a few minutes, I'm going to turn from this side to the next side that I have in store. And it involves another wrestling dude that you know that's been around for so long. Okay, we're moving on to the next fellow on the next side. And you all know this dude. Take a guess if you recognize his lyrics. I hear you know what in my head. They come to me, they understand, they talk to me. And if you're thinking what I'm thinking, if it's the Viper Randy Orton, you guessed correctly. Bam. Yep. The Viper. Yeah, when I look at something that's boring, you just want to turn into something decorative. You want to get very creative. So when it comes to arts and crafts, I really get into the zone where creativity runs through my veins as ever. So yeah, here he is, the Viper, Randy Orton, at your service. Believe that. I'll hold this up so you dudes can see for yourself. So yeah, the Viper, right at your service. I support the Viper as ever. Believe that. After this, I'm gonna move on to the next one sign that I have that has two sides that are different. So yeah, and they involve women wrestling phenoms, or should I say, women's wrestling shenoms. So yeah, Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you're mids, we'll move on to the next one sign that has two sides that are different with women's wrestling stars. So yeah, I'll get this closer so you guys can see for yourselves. So yeah, yeah. And then I'll do one more time with the same for Joe Hendry. Yep, hold on. There we go. Yeah, you all know Joe Hendry. And of course, you know the Viper, Randy Orton, the legend killer, the apex predator, the Viper. The same Viper that took on John Cena at last Saturday's event in St. Louis, Missouri at Backlash. I was hoping Randy would score that title and get his 15 world title reign. He would have been a 15-time world champion. Unfortunately, if you're John Cena, you always have someone having your back, even when that someone is lurking somewhere in the backstage. So yeah. All right, that was the first sign. That was the first one sign I showed you with both wrestling stars on different sides. So yeah, get ready for the next one. I got the next one. You guys are gonna love this one. Prepare to be amazed. If it's not, if it's a wrestling star on one side, then that's okay because I got one that you guys know so much. Oh yeah, who's this dude right here? I support Team Best in the World. Never forget. That's right, CM Punk. Yep, you know Punk has been legendary to everybody since he came back in late 2023 to the WWE. And you know I haven't got about how he got screwed this year at this year's WrestleMania. He got screwed at this year's WrestleMania when he was part of a triple threat showdown between him, least favorite individual, Seth freaking Rollins, and the third individual known as the head of the table, Roman Reigns. You're probably wondering, did Punk main event WrestleMania? He did, but didn't come out as the winner because both he and the tribal chief got screwed by one weasel that they both knew that couldn't be trusted at all. And Punk, he's been screwed by the same weasel not once, but twice, making two times happening this year. That weasel would be Mr. Paul Heyman, who has definitely aligned himself with Mr. Visionary Seth freaking Rollins. I felt sorry for this dude because you know he and Paul Heyman have a history. He was the first ever, yeah, as I say, he was the first ever Paul Heyman guy, and Paul Heyman's tried. And then even though I'm no fan of this woman, but Stephanie McMahon once said these words: "This is a guy you really do not want to do business with as ever." And she made it very clear. We all knew how Paul Heyman was. The very same Paul Heyman that created ECW, transforming from what it was as a boring wrestling promotion into a wrestling promotion where Extreme was included as ever. So yeah, let's be honest. I felt for the best. I felt sorry. I felt for the best in the world when he got screwed at this year's WrestleMania. Sorry, when he got screwed at this year's WrestleMania, especially by the same Paul Heyman who knew how to screw people that he was always playing both sides on. So yeah, I'll hold this up before we go to the next sign. I'm hoping to include the next one with women wrestling stars. So yeah. I'm gonna keep holding this up till we move on to the next one. All right, my friends, to the next one. Hang tight, sorry. Doesn't caught me off guard, but I'm getting there. Oh yes. Hang on. I think I got what I'm looking for. Here we go. All right, say hello to the next sign. Guess what time it is? Sorry if you saw that. Yeah. Guess what time it is? It's Tiffy time. That's right. Tiffany Stratton on this side. You know, she really got my attention when it came to her showcasing the famous catchphrase. It's Tiffy time. Yep. She got my attention when she finally cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase on Nia to get a hold of the SmackDown women's world title. Yep. And then at this year's WrestleMania, she went through Charlotte Flair to retain her title after Charlotte won this year's Royal Rumble match on the women's side and went ahead and chose Tiffy Time as her opponent for a shot at the women's world title. So yeah, Tiffy Time has really got my attention, and the whole world fell in love with her very much. I mean, even I fell in love with her because, you know, I wasn't sure how she was going to do, but she really got my attention when it came to her saying, Tiffy Time. So yeah, Tiffany Stratton, aka Madam Tiffy Time, on top of the world, on top of the globe, on top of the mountain. Yeah. And now, to tell you the honest truth, Miss Tiffy Time has a new challenger coming for her belt. The very same Madame who she's had running with a few times, Nia Jax. Nia wants back what she should have never lost in the first place after being cashed in. And that is the women's world title coming from Tiffy Time's Money in the Bank briefcase from last year. So yeah. I support Tiffy Time, Nia Jax. I say it again. And an extra bonus. Believe that. Yep, I'll hold this up for a little bit. Sorry, I just know. Yeah. So. All right, my friend. Now we're going to the next side. The next madame I also support will be, get ready. That's right. Say hello to, sorry, I gotta make this right. The women's intercontinental, sorry, let's put it like this, sorry. The women's intercontinental champion, Lyra Valkyria. You know, Lyra made good on her promise of scoring the women's intercontinental title, and she's done a wonderful job with it. And that backlash this past Saturday, she got through somebody that wanted to add another title to her resume. The very same someone that was responsible for attacking Bayley at this year's WrestleMania, and then having to be her partner, having to be the partner for Lyra, scoring the women's tag team titles, only to lose on the next night when Monday Night Raw appeared. Yeah, that's right. You know who I'm talking about. The man, Becky Lynch. I get tired of the man every time she bitches, moans, and complains about something. Yep, at Backlash, Lyra defeated her to retain the title, but ended up on the receiving end of getting injured when the man decided to play a game called Take Out the Champ that irritates you as ever. And Becky played a game called Make Good on Her Promise. I just hope Lyra's alright, and I hope she comes looking for the man. As for Becky Lynch, do the world a favor. You are past your time. Do the world a favor. Go spend more time with your daughter versus you act like you know better. I'll hold this up, and then I'll show one more, and then this will be for the night to close this up. So yeah, this will be the end for tonight to close it up. So yeah. I support Lara 110%. The man can kiss my ass. When I say the man, Becky Lynch as ever. All right. Alright, I got one more, but this last one is on a TV news reporter. And it's a wonderful dude that I love seeing all the time on television. I've met him a few times, yeah, especially when it came to delivering my artwork, so yeah. Alright, you all know him. He used to be on WFSB. He's also the husband of WFSB Madame Carol Sutherland, so yeah. And he's also on WTNH when he does other news reports with Ann Nyberg, Darren Kramer, and all the others. So yeah, say hello to my friends, Mr. WTNH himself, and I support this dude. I give to you. I support WTNH Sensei, Dennis House. Oh yes, Dennis House. In the house. I love that. Dennis House in the house. Yeah, yeah. Dennis House at your service. The WTNH Sensei of all WTNH WTN of all Channel News 8 senseis and madams. So yeah, yeah. I hold this up so you guys can see for yourselves. So yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna hold this up for you. I'm going to hold this up, my friends, so y'all can see for yourselves. So yeah, be amazed, my friends. Be amazed. All right, after this, I will close this up and yeah, end this for tonight. So yeah. All right, my friends, there you have it. Okay, there you have it, my friends. Those are some of the signs I have created throughout for the last several weeks with my arts and crafts still going. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. My art masterpiece video. This was number 70, and tonight, number 70 came with me showcasing more arts and crafts I've been working on to keep myself busy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I want to say thank you for your time. This was wonderful. So yeah, you guys love watching my stuff. That never stops. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. And if I make the next art masterpiece video, which will be number 71, I will have more to showcase. So yeah, yeah, just keep your eyes on the lookout, and please feel free to watch any of my videos to keep yourselves busy. So yeah. And I just want to say thank you for your time. And I hope you all made the most out of Mother's Day this past weekend. So, yeah, I know I did. So, yeah. But other than that, I want to say thank you for your time, loves. Please take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Or actually, enjoy the rest of your evening. And I will see you guys the next time I make my next art masterpiece video. Other than that, take care, loves. And take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening.